thought, okay, usually when you leave something to the operator, you know, it's a disaster to happen. But actually, we checked in the UK and France, and SMS are actually encrypted. So it's good news. Ooh. Well, it's bad news that A5 is broken, but it's good news that they thought about encrypting them. So SMS are encrypted in most countries.
Same encryption standard.
It's the same encryption standard as A5/1, exactly the same protocol handshake, the same security. Oh, I forgot to mention. I mentioned that the key state is seeded with 64-bit of keys. This is not true. The keys that are on your SIM cards are artificially weakened. The last 10-bit have been set to 0 to make it easier to intercept your traffic. Okay.
So SMS is sort of endangered in the same way as phone calls are.
Exactly. In the past attack, Shamir couldn't crack it because they said they need 90 seconds, but we only need the first frame, so we can get SMS as well, because obviously SMS are very short.
So does this open a window for sending out SMSs that pretend to be sent from another phone?
I don't know. At the moment, what we can do, we can receive the SMS and we can decrypt the SMS. It might be possible that you can also send. It's a field to research. Join us. Yes, please.
If I remember correctly, there are 3 linear feedback shift registers which are coupled in a non-linear way. But still, there should be some linear equivalent.
Yeah.
And do you know about the Massey-Berlekamp algorithm?
No, I don't.
Perhaps we should talk
You mean
a bit.
for...
It's so little technical, but it's a very efficient method to reconstruct linear and non-linear shift feedback registers.
Yes.
Perhaps easier than 2 terabytes.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about it. I know there's an attack where someone, I think it's called the Goliath attack, where the Goliath attack, or Golik attack, where he generated 64 polynomis. And if you solve all these polynomis, you can reverse the state. But the complexity is far higher than 2 to 30. But maybe if you have an idea, let's drink some beer and talk.
I'm not sure I understand everything. So if I have to buy this universal software right here and put it, link it to my notebook, I need 2 terabytes of symbols already stored on my notebook for decoding.
Okay, you buy this USRP from Matt Ettus, and you pay custom tax on it when it arrives, and you connect it to your PC. You need the new radio software. You need our software on top of that, and then you can receive the encrypted data. Now, once you receive this encrypted data, you need 2 terabytes, which you can download from the internet in March 2008, and you need an FPGA card. You need an LX50 or Spartan 3 FPGA board, which costs, I don't know, $200 US, which does the online face cracking. And then you might be able to decrypt it. It's 95% probability.
No, but it's not possible to do it in real time.
Well, it takes, with the demo buster that we're releasing for free, it takes you 1 hour. With the commercial version, the A5 buster, it takes less than 30 seconds, which is as close as real time as you can get. I mean, you can always double your hard drive space and half the time. But 30 seconds should be good enough for me.
How much will it cost?
We don't know yet. We know the demo buster is for free, we don't know how much the commercial version is. I mean, hardware costs will be around, I think, maybe 80,000, but we haven't decided yet.
Let's say you wanted to follow somebody's phone call. Back in the day, on the Amsterdam network, Mark Lauder had some nice software that did this. You put in a phone number and watch it move from cell to cell, and you can dump it all to a WAV file or process it later. For this, you just pick a frequency and you see just who comes along and you record it later on in post process? Or is there the public identifier of somebody's phone? You can just only record the encrypted traffic for, say, your target and then post process later?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you can crack it, but how do you gather it in an efficient fashion?
Okay. First thing that happens is that every mobile operator has a beacon channel. So if there are 5 mobile operators, T-Mobile, E+, I don't know, each of them is in a different frequency. So when you turn in your mobile, it searches for its operator and logs in there and listens for all the traffic. Then the mobile operator, if you want to do a communication with the phone, says, okay, jump to this frequency and start exchanging data there. Now what we do with one USRP, we also jump on this frequency and we record the data. With one USRP at the moment, we can only follow one phone at the same time. You can find out, you saw earlier in the trace that you have this temporary MSI, and they were supposed to give you anonymity, but you've also seen that the EMI is anyway always transmitted, and the EMI SV is also, and everything is basically transmitted, so you can target a specific guy. You can even find out the phone number.
Right, until they change south, and you need another universal radio to listen to the other.
No, you only need a Yagi antenna or better receiver. I mean, your mobile phone might only transmit for 2 kilometers to be received from the base station, but with a good antenna, I don't know, you can do it from 8 kilometers or whatever, you know. It depends on the receiver.
So there's no real difference in that between the old analog days?
No, it's just not. It's just digital, so it's a bit easier to intercept.
Yes, you talked about the predictable padding. Could they easily change that, or would it break everything?
About what?
The padding, the predictable padding.
Oh, the padding. I don't know. They could possibly change it, but why bother? No one complains. I mean, did any one of you complain that you're paying for the security and you never received it? People don't care, you know? That's the problem.
Should it also require updating the firmware?
Say again?
Should it not require updating all the firmwares on the mobile phone?
Yeah, possibly. You would need to upgrade all the firmware on all the mobile phones, yeah. That's true.
Mobile operators to introduce A53?
Apparently, some mobile operators are doing this already, but I wouldn't hope for that. I think the big move is to UMTS 3G. And when that will happen, obviously all mobile phones that come right now with 3G also can be downgraded. So you jam the other frequency band of 3G, and all of a sudden they all fall back to GSM, and then they're all insecure again. The FPGA code will be free available. It's Verilog code at the moment. And there's also this Unix C reference implementation, so if you want to port it to somewhere else, it should be fairly possible to do. Anyone else? Oh yes, please.
So I'm here from Canada. I've got a SIM card with a password that's built into the SIM. I'm roaming over here on A1. How are the mobile operators sharing that information out of band?
How they are sharing this information?
The password on my SIM card.
The password on your SIM is a local SIM card. It protects your SIM card.
Period.
Purely. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. I'm not aware that it goes over the network. So from that, your 4-digit PIN is good enough for the SIM, maybe.
Sorry, one other bit of speculation. Why would they need to pad all the information, make it simple to crack it? All they can do is get to that encrypted back end. I mean, if you're law enforcement, you can get access to all this legitimately. Why bother downgrading any of it?
Because for the law enforcement, it's such a pain in the ass to get access to the BTS. I don't know why. But they artificially set all the things to 0. Maybe they bribed someone and the engineers of GSM and said, you know, you get 10,000, you set the last pin 10 bits to 0 and have a happy holiday, and he did it.
It just doesn't make sense. They've got the skeleton key anyway.
That's right, and this is what we have to question, you know, why did they do this?
Yeah, that's true.
That's right. Oh, foreign agencies. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Anyone else? Oh, yes, please.
Yeah, there's one more question. What would prevent me from setting up fake base station here?
Yeah.
And by sending the strongest signal, getting all local phones to talk to me, and then providing an uplink.
Nothing prevents you, and this is currently the most or the only exploited way for lawful interception who do not get permission to go to the base station. They set up a fake base station and they do a man-in-the-middle attack. So they say, I'm the strongest base station. I don't support any encryption, so everyone talks to me in clear text, and I just forward your calls, and you don't know about that. Because it's a one-way authentication. The mobile phone authenticates itself to the base station, but the base station does not authenticate itself to the mobile phone. So you as a mobile subscriber, you don't know if you're talking to a hostile base station or to the legitimate base station.
You just said when the fake base station doesn't activate encryption.
Yeah.
But for the uplink to the real base station,
Yeah.
I guess the real base station will require update encryption.
No, it's not mandatory. So if the base station tells you, I support A5/1, and the mobile phone replies, oh, I don't support anything, and you're still allowed to communicate.
So if I would have a mobile phone which doesn't support encryption, I still can register to the GSM network.
That's right, yeah.
But I guess that could be very easy. Are there phone calls which do not support encryption? Are there mobile phones which do not support encryption?
No, I don't know. I mean, the encryption algorithm is run on your SIM card, so it would depend on the SIM card. Maybe if you get a SIM card from some other country, you might find that they don't support encryption. There was actually a story in the newspaper a couple of months ago where they found out that if British people go to some countries that I don't want to name, their mobile phone are not encrypted to make it for their law enforcement easier to intercept. So they go to a country somewhere.
So
and
if the base station found out, oh, that's
yeah, of course.
a user from the UK, I say I don't support authentication.
Encryption, yeah, of course. So the base station says, oh, there's a foreign guy in my country. Probably my national security wants to sniff them, what they're up to. I just tell them, be clear text. And then the phone is happily clear text. Actually, in the first version of the phones that came out, you had a little symbol at the top, a little lock that tells you when you have encryption or not. But it was demanded from the manufacturers to remove this lock so that it's not visible to the customer if he's encrypted or not.
That's not correct. It depends on the phone.
There exists again? Okay, that's great. For example, I see you have this Nokia phone, the 6630. You still see this lock when you do data calls, but you don't see it in voice calls. So when you connect your phone to a computer and you do AT, DT, whatever, then you will see this lock again, but not on voice calls. They removed it from the voice calls. Cool. Obviously, there's also software, the Nokia Field Monitor. You can verify if you have encryption or not. Anyone else? No questions? Well, thanks a lot. I hope you enjoyed it.